Hello, my name is Jacory D. Cheney. I am the cybersecurity administrator for the hospital, and today I would like to discuss some common cyber threats the hospital may face. I will also explain the risk level to the hospital by each threat actor and provide in detail several attacks that are associated with each threat actor. There are a variety of threat actors who invade networks and security systems with malicious intent. These actors are creative and persistent when attempting to access confidential information. Due to this persistence, cybersecurity specialists must be more creative to combat these attacks. Although these actors are present, there are many ways to protect our hospital regarding the actions of cyber threat actors. Phishing is a malicious targeted attack to a group of individuals for personal gain or access to credentials. Phishing attacks are normally sent in an email, and the email is portrayed to be an employee who works for the same organization in an authoritative position. The attacks occurs when the employee clicks on the link and is redirected to a malicious website. Phishing can be associated with script kiddies, cyber criminals, and cyber terrorists. Spear phishing is a malicious targeted attack intended to steal sensitive information like account credentials that is geared to a specific individual. Spear phishing is also typically sent through an email just like phishing attacks. The difference is that a spear phishing attack targets a specific individual or a specific employee. This employee might be newer to the company and lack the knowledge of the different attacks. Spear phishing attacks can be associated with cyber criminals and other cyber threat actors. Malware is unapproved, unsolicited software that is installed on network systems without the appropriate authorization. There are many different types of malware, and they can have a devastating impact on network systems. Some of the different types of malware consist of viruses, trojans, file injectors, and ransomware. Malware can be associated with hacktivists, cyber terrorists, and advanced persistent threat actors, APT. A threat exploits a weakness in the system with the intent to destroy a network system or access confidential information. A vulnerability is the way threats are able to take advantage of a network system. It is a hole in a network system that can be abused by cyber threat actors. This is why it is important to quickly patch any observed vulnerabilities. So, threat exploits vulnerability. Vulnerability is a weakness in the system. There are six cyber threat actors, if you didn't remember from the last presentation: cyber criminals, cyber terrorists, advanced persistent threat actors, insider threat, script kiddies, and hacktivists. It is important to understand which threat is most likely to occur to the hospital from the related cyber threat actors. I will put these cyber threat actors in order from least dangerous to most dangerous in regards to our hospital. Spear phishing is a malicious targeted attack geared to a specific individual with the intention of stealing sensitive information like account credentials. Phishing is a malicious email claiming to be from reputable companies with the intent of gaining confidential information. Script kiddies are likely to conduct these attacks because they lack the skills of conducting more sophisticated cyber assaults. Hacktivists can use distributed denial of service attacks and domain spoofing. Hacktivists are second because they will only attack if they feel something was done socially wrong and to bring community awareness. Hacktivists do not pose a huge risk to the hospital because they normally attack the government and high ranking officials. Distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS, is an attack that is used to disrupt traffic geared to overwhelming and flooding a specific target. Domain spoofing is when a cyber threat actor sends emails with fake domain names in the attempt to impersonate an employee. Hacktivists are likely to use these attacks because they cause cyber disarray and can persuade the government to change their social dysfunction. Insider threats might engage in whaling attacks, physically stealing hard drives containing confidential information, and eavesdropping. Insider threat pose a danger to the hospital because they have knowledge of our confidential protocol. Due to their prior security clearance, it is easier for them to exploit the hospital's network system. A whaling attack is a fraudulent email that appears to be trustworthy, aimed at a senior official in the hospital with the intent to gain confidential information. It is important to protect confidential data with the use of encryption as well as with the use of access cards and security guards. This prevents an insider threat from stealing personal information for personal gratification. Insider threats can also use an eavesdropping method to obtain data for a future attack. Eavesdropping is when a person attempts to observe someone's information without being detected. Smishing attacks are sent text messages containing information that betray reputable companies or agencies with the intent to obtain personal information. Vishing attacks are telephone calls made by cyber threat actors who perpetuate themselves as being a reputable company or agency with the intent to acquire confidential information. Cyber criminals are typically looking for financial gain, so they pose a threat to the hospital and our employees. So, smishing attacks and phishing attacks are some of the ways cyber criminals victimize individuals. Ransomware is a form of malware that can be installed by a cyber threat actor that can cause commotion in the network. IP spoofing is when a hacker overwhelms a server or network with an abundance of packet data. A drive-by attack is utilized by a hacker to spread malware by establishing malicious scripts on unprotected websites. These attacks can be devastating to the hospital because it disrupts our network and causes disorder and inpatient deaths. So, advanced persistent threat actors can use ransomware, IP spoofing, and drive-by attacks to perform system breaches. Cyber terrorists might engage in malware and a man-in-the-middle attack. A man-in-the-middle attack is when a cyber threat actor captures communication between two individuals and spies on the victim to acquire confidential information. This is a threat and can affect the hospital and is associated with a cyber terrorist because the attacks can be performed from anywhere in the world. Cyber terrorists typically stay in other countries and can be sponsored by their government. Malware is any software that is created to cause interruption to a computer network or to gain unauthorized access to confidential information. There have been several reports of the use of malware and ransomware on our hospitals. This poses a huge threat to the hospital, so it is vital that we monitor our network system for any unrecognizable activity. Malware attacks can lead to fatal patient deaths and possible lawsuits. In conclusion, a PowerPoint detailing the information will be sent to your email. If you have any questions or you need a reference, just refer back to the email that's going to be sent to the PowerPoint that's going to be sent back to your email. If you have additional questions, you can ask me now or you can contact my office phone. Thank you. Have a good one.